Hello, folks, and welcome back to the Average Movie Review Podcast. I totally forgot that I didn't do a review for Xmen 97, episode 7. So I thought I'd do it right now. This episode has received a lot of flack because a lot of people are saying that this might be the reason why season 2 isn't doing as well, or this could be the weakness of season 2. And I think that those people are wrong. Absolutely wrong. And they forget where they come from and they forget what their roots. So let me explain why. If you remember back in the 90s when TV shows were done, they had 22 episodes, right? Now we're doing this whole 10 episode bullshit, but they had 22 episodes. In those 22 episodes, not every episode was relevant. Not every episode led to the finale of the season. Not every episode led to a conclusion. There were episodes in between that had to do with individual characters and their struggles and their stories. This is what Xmen 97 is doing. They are bringing that back. They are giving you individual stories. Today, in this episode, we are focused on Kurt. We are focused on Nightcrawler, his complicated relationship with his brother and his father, not his father, sorry, his mother, Mystique, and his brother, Graydon Creed, whose father is Victor Creed, who's treated him like absolute garbage. And that's why Graydon Creed hates fucking mutants. And he's also not a mutant himself, and he hates that probably, and that's why he hates mutants. But again, to the point, they are giving us individual stories, which I think I love. I think that makes a lot of sense. Yes, with 10 episodes, should they be focusing on the main focus, which is Apocalypse, which we'll get to the end? Sure, I can understand that. But is it a bad thing? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. These episodes are amazing. This whole episode of them returning to the Savage Land, we get to focus on Polaris a little. We get a little bit more of Polaris. We get a little bit more of Bishop. We get a little bit more of, Nightcrawler, Beast. We get to see how the X-Men are now faring as part of X-Corp. The tensions are rising between X-Corp and the government, the U.S. government. We get to see all of that. Graydon Creed. We get to see we get to see a little sideline story of Illyana and Colossus, right? Getting to see Colossus after such a long time. He hasn't returned. Finding out that Illyana unfortunately passed away at the time of the attack on Genosha, which I don't think is possible considering the fact that she's probably just, in hell or some shit. I don't know. I don't think she's dead, but, that was kind of a stupid thing, but what it is what it is. You have to kind of further the plot, so you further the plot. Sure, let's go with it. Stuff like that is good. It's good for television. It's good because it takes you away from all of the craziness that's happening, and it gives you a moment to breathe, and then they'll make you jump right back into whatever the main plot line is, but also focusing on characters that we rarely get to see on television, rarely get to experience, right? Absolutely amazing. This whole episode of showing us the duality of good and bad in the sense of like Kurt, two brothers who have two different sides, two different sides of the same coin, right? Kurt being the man of faith, being trying to look for redemption in Graydon and trying to show him that you could be a better person if you choose to be Graydon, just being the dick that he is, all of that. The apostles coming out of with coming out of Genosha after the aftermath and realizing that all humans are bad, realizing that they have to defend themselves, Exodus leading them and everything. It's a beautiful, beautiful way of continuing that story from season 1, right? Showing us the aftermath of what had happened. Colossus going into a full kind of, not rage, but kind of changing sides and realizing that humans are the problem, after losing his sister. A man who also is such an amazing, man in the sense of he has such a big heart, and yet despite everything, he still chooses to fight for humans, and it's like, wow, they even changed this man now. That's how much it hurt him, right? Seeing all of that, phenomenal stuff, man. I know I might be glazing a little. Maybe people are like, oh, you love the show too much. I do love the show a lot, and I think, and I'm okay with that, and I think that I'm still right in that sense that this is okay because In the past, we have done this. We have done this where we would have individual stories. It's just that people's attention spans are so fucking low now that they don't even know what good television is anymore. And that's why they get upset when they see this shit. Again, that's your problem because you can't handle entertainment. You don't understand good quality television. That's you. That's a problem with your mentality. That's a problem with you, not with everyone else. I think the general public love this shit. I think they actually are enjoying this because and for us millennials, yeah, it's like going back in time. We're getting to experience a show that we've watched growing up, and we're getting to see it in a brand new light with better animation, with a better storyline and everything. And it's just like every episode is just amazing to us. So I think this episode was phenomenal. I think this was a really good episode. The fight scenes, everything about it, the whole storyline, the plot line, giving that spotlight to Kurt, phenomenal job. I'm gonna give it a solid, 8.5 out of 10. I think it was really good. I loved it. Amazing job. I know. Probably you're like, well, you're giving it 8.5 out of 10, but like you were glazing it so hard. Why didn't you just give it a 10 out of 10? It's not a 10 out of 10 episode. I know where there were some faults and whatnot, and I can understand some things, but I still think 8.5 out of 10 was pretty good. But going into the last scene of, you know, Cable going to, I guess, what is Greece, right? Going into, um, I guess, a temple or whatever, and then finding Apocalypse's dead body, right? Kind of like literally shedded, like, it's like drained of life. And then Jubilee finding a card, a queen of spades, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and that symbolizing perhaps that maybe Gambit had killed him. I don't think he killed him. I just think that's a plan to think that maybe Apocalypse is gone because you can't, he's such a strong mutant. I doubt that you could have Gambit killed him. But I think it was also an idea to show that, yeah, he is potentially dead so that they don't focus on him and they focus on everyone else while he does his own shit in the background. But we'll find out in the next upcoming episodes because now it's full throttle. Now we're heading straight into the last 3 episodes and you have kind of no choice but to go forward and, pretty much continue the story of Apocalypse and give it a proper ending. So I'm excited for next week. I love this episode. I love the show. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you on the next.